The Tennessee Titans might have the worst roster out of any team in the NFL. And I'm sure Titans fans, you're not going to want to hear that, but I mean, come on, you really can't deny it. But massive shout out to your average horror fan for the suggestion. Go drop them a sub. Their link is in the description. And if you want a shout out just like that one, just like, sub, and let me know what team to do next. That's all you gotta do. And then when I pick your comment, I'll of course do the team you want me to, give you a shout out. It's a win-win. And of course, trying to hit 3K by the end of the month. Be sure to subscribe yourself, because if you do it, if everyone watching this video did it, we would be at like 5,000 subscribers. So just you doing it will easily get us there. And let's again shoot for 150 likes on this video. Again, if you do it, we'll easily destroy it. So help a brother out, you know what I'm saying? But this is gonna be a challenging rebuild, so grab your drinks, grab your snacks, and let me tell you why I think this is the maybe worst roster in the NFL currently. I mean, I think it's pretty apparent, honestly. You have one of the worst offensive lines I have ever seen, one of the worst receiving groups I have ever seen. On defense, you're fine, but pass rush is arguably the most important thing in the NFL. Your D-line is good, but your edge group is pretty thin, and if someone like Harold Landry gets hurt again, you're left with just Arden Key, and that's really it. Rashad Weaver. Like 3 of the 4 most important position groups, you're looking pretty thin with. Now, I don't want to be completely pessimistic with this team. I mean, you obviously have monsters like Derrick Henry, like Kevin Byard, who's probably a top 2 safety in the NFL, Jeffrey Simmons, who's a very underrated player, Denico Autry, another underrated player. You have Harold Landry, who when healthy is very good. You for sure have some good players on this team, and players that I think could be good, like Chigo Okonkwo, Traylon Burks, Kyle Phillips. You have some offensive linemen that I think could turn into decent players, but that's a lot of ifs. Every team in the NFL has players that theoretically could be good. And I'm not even so worried about this defense. This defense is solid for sure. It's more so just this really disgusting offense, especially if they do end up trading Derrick Henry, which I don't think we're gonna do today, because I want to have something to build around on offense. But one player I do think I'm gonna trade is Ryan Tannehill. He's very old, is not gonna develop literally at all here. So I think once I'm done talking about the team, that will be our first move. But okay, here's the first classic Brandon the Simp rant of the video that I can already tell. I can already smell it from a mile away. People are gonna disagree with me like crazy. I have zero idea why people are so out on Malik Willis. I get he was not good last year, but we were saying that for months before he got drafted. If he gets thrown in year 1, he will not look good. He is not a pro-ready quarterback. If you wanted a pro-ready quarterback, go and draft fucking Kenny Pickett or something. Malik Willis is a player that has to sit behind a quarterback, an older, experienced guy, and learn. And if he hits, he could be a legitimate top 5 quarterback. He has a really good arm. He's really quick. He's surprisingly really accurate. He just can't read a defense, and he scrambles from clean pockets too much. Those were my major concerns with him. So I don't know why everybody is out on him after not looking good year 1. Like he's raw. He's not supposed to look good year 1. It's just the upside that you can get there is crazy. But I mean, hey, if he's like not good in the locker room or something, or just refuses to learn, then I don't know. That's fine. But I don't know why everyone's already so ready to move off of him after one not good year where we knew he wasn't going to be good if he somehow got onto the field. It's just so fucking stupid to me. If there's something I'm missing there, like I was saying with like character concerns, but I've also heard he's a really good dude, so I don't understand it, but it is what it is. But he's gonna be our guy for this rebuild, assuming he doesn't like completely suck. We'll see. But lengthy team breakdown over and rant over. Let's get into this rebuild and let's cook up a trade. Okay, so ironically, we're starting the realistic rebuild with maybe an unrealistic move, but we're gonna be trading Ryan Tannehill to the Jets for a 2nd round pick. Now, obviously, the Jets are like 99% going to get Aaron Rodgers, but here in this world, they don't have him yet. They are still stuck with Zach Wilson and a good roster, and that doesn't pair very well. So we're gonna send them a guy where if you have a great team around him, can look very solid. I mean, we saw him like 3 years ago, whenever that was, put up the stats of like a top 5 QB. Didn't really play like it, but he had very good stats. And I believe there was a rumor a while ago of them trading for Ryan Tannehill. The the Jets? Like, maybe I'm just completely wrong, but I swear there was something I saw. I don't know. Either way, it's Ryan Tannehill to the Jets for a second-round pick. I feel like that's about what he would go for. I mean, he's still a starting caliber guy. He probably won't look like it this year if he does start, because that team is so bad. But yeah, Tannehill to the Jets for a second seems like a good trade. Okay, now with that, let's get to the midseason point of year number one. At the midseason point of year number one, we're sitting at 3-3, which honestly, that's maybe too good for this team. Of course, these are my custom rosters, custom ratings, and everything. Where does a 76 overall place us in the league? Is it just straight up dead last? It is dead last. Gotta love the realism of this game. Good lord. But we have some re-signings to make here. We'll probably fall off a cliff after I make these, because that's how this game typically works. Tier Tart, I definitely want back. They don't typically re-sign him in this game, but obviously we'll do that. What did they give him in real life? I'll just give him that. Okay, it was only 1 year, 4.3 mil. We're gonna pretend we extended him more. We're gonna give him a 3-year, 27.3 mil. Sounds about right to me, and he takes it. Of course, was very interested. And then outside of him, I mean, it's kind of just a lot of depth players. I do like Julius Chestnut a lot in real life. That's kind of a lot of money for a third string running back, though. We'll hold off on that. Everyone else is just like low level depth players here for the most part. So with that, let's just get to the end of year number one. Okay, that sounds about right. We finish year one at 5-12. Now, the unrealistic thing here is the Jaguars somehow finished with the same record as us. I don't really understand that, but let's see what our team did this year. Malik Willis was okay in year number one. 3,400 yards is really low. 31 touchdowns is good. 12 interceptions isn't terrible, but in only 462 attempts, that's not great. And only 55% completion percentage. That's one of the lowest amounts I've ever had. Derrick Henry was a monster as per usual. 1,700 yards, 4.9 yards per carry, 7 touchdowns. Hassan Haskins with 400 yards, 6 touchdowns as a rookie. Kyle Phillips was our leading receiver with 1,000 yards exactly and 10 touchdowns. And he got 1,000 yards and only 61 catches to get 16.4 yards per reception. Good lord. Nick Westbrook-Akina with 800 yards, 6 touchdowns. Traylon Burks with only 600 yards and 5 touchdowns as a rookie. Chigo Konko with only 600 yards, 7 touchdowns as a rookie. I was hoping for better from both of them. The line actually held up really well. Andre Dillard was our worst lineman, allowing 10 sacks. I did move Dylan Radunes out to right tackle. I just like him more at tackle than guard. And Nicholas Petit-Frere, I did put him at guard, which is a bit weird, but he allowed 0 sacks. So that was definitely the right move. The line performed a lot better than I thought it would. Now, to be fair, like I was saying, it's not a pass-heavy scheme, but still. Monty Rice led the team with 132 tackles, 101 for Azeez Al-Shaair, who I didn't even really talk about, but I like that signing. Danico Autry led the team with 18 tackles for loss. There's a player in here I don't see. What? Oh my god, I'm stupid. I forgot to start Jeffrey Simmons. Okay, well that just helps the tank. Oops. Anyways, Harold Landry led the team with 8 sacks. 5 for Danico Autry, which is a bit low for him. Tier Tart with 4. Arden Key with only 3.5. Again, kind of low for him, but whatever. Interceptions, 3 for Azeez Al-Shaair, 2 for Sean Murphy-Bunting, and then 1 for a few players. So, our defense wasn't all that good. I see why. I understand the problem. I'm stupid. Please forgive me. We were 22nd in points scored, 32nd in points allowed. Okay, we might need a new defensive playbook. We'll see. Jalen Hurts wins MVP, new highest paid player of all time, which is interesting to say the least. I mean, he was pretty good last year, but that was with a loaded roster. But I don't mind it because he's going to get passed up pretty quick. It won't look that bad in a year or two, I'm sure of it. Unless he just really sucks next year, then it might not look great. But I'm saying other players will get paid more, so it won't look too bad. Patrick Mahomes at number 2. Trey Lance at number 4, which there are trade rumors of him to the Titans, which I would not love that because he's another raw quarterback, and this team is not ready for a raw quarterback. I saw Baker Mayfield up there. Offensive player of the year goes to Lamar Jackson, which is kind of different. Typically, you see Josh Jacobs win it, but he was at number 3. No Titans. Myles Garrett wins defensive player of the year. No Titans. Offensive rookie of the year, does go to Kyle Phillips, which is so weird, but we'll take it. Malik Willis at number 5, which, I mean, he wasn't great, but he threw 32 passing touchdowns, or 31, 32, I don't know, somewhere around there. Chigo Okonkwo at number 10. I wish it was Malik Willis, but we'll definitely take somebody winning it. And then Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Sauce Gardner. Roger McCreary at number 10. I did start him over Caleb Farley. I loved Caleb Farley coming out, just had a terrible back injury, I think it was, and looked scared playing last year. So being scared and playing corner isn't really a great combination. So he looked pretty terrible. But honestly, pretty good for year number 1 considering the team that we had, and it's only up from here. So let's get into the offseason. Hopefully we can get a dev up for Kyle Phillips, and let's see what we can do with this team. Wow, that's a Super Bowl. The Eagles beat the Broncos 40-21. Now, on paper, the Broncos have a very good team, so I understand it. If you're getting like Seahawks Russell Wilson, then for sure. If you're getting Nathaniel Hackett Russell Wilson, then definitely not. You might as well start Jarrett Stidham at that point, but I do think Russ will be better next year. So I mean, hey, you never know. But we do get a couple upgrades here for Mr. Kyle Phillips. Awful haircut in the game. I hate that. I'm always so judgmental of the players' like faces in this game. But he does go up to a 72, and he does get star dev. He's already 24, which isn't great. He's probably not going to turn into like a really good player, but should be decent at least. If he does end up starting for them this year, I think he will be really good. I was really high on him coming out, so we'll see what happens. But for the rest of our re-signings here, I kind of do want Corey he's already 29. I forgot he's old, and he's not interested, and he was just okay. He did play better than his overall, but it's not a pass-heavy scheme anyways, so 3 sacks for center isn't amazing. I think we're good letting everybody here go. Didn't they cut Fat Randy in real life? I forgot to do that. I guess we'll do it now. Not that it was like league altering or anything, but still. Oops. In free agency, I don't think we're gonna do much, unfortunately. I mean, really the only thing I would look at is maybe receiver, but there isn't really anybody there, so it's gonna be kind of disappointing here. I'm sorry if you were hoping we would go crazy year 1, but this is gonna be a team where we're gonna have to build it late and just wait for the better players to hit free agency. I would be comfortable getting Terrence Steele if this was real life, but it's not, and he plays horribly in this game, so we're not gonna do that. So early on, we're just gonna build this team through the draft, so let's get there and let's hopefully add some key pieces to our future. What the hell happened to the Chargers? They win the Super Bowl year 1 sometimes in these rebuilds. What happened? Is that their pick, or do they have some pick that I'm just forgetting that they have? No, that's their pick. They were the worst team in the NFL. How? They have a really good roster. Well, that's actually interesting, because what would they do with that pick? I guess just Will Anderson, I guess? Yeah, that's what they do. That makes sense. I would like that. Replacement for Khalil Mack. Ironically, speaking of Khalil Mack, we have the Bears at number 2, and they go Jalen Carter, 2 defensive players off the board early. So the Lions are probably going to go Bryce Young. Tyree Wilson, 3 defensive players? Are the Patriots going to go Bryce Young? Peter Skoronski, where are the QBs? I want to go with Malik Willis, but I mean, if like Bryce Young is available, that would be a steal. The Jags go Paris Johnson. Oh God, okay. So at least one of the top 2 are going to be available at our pick. Probably both? No, the Giants do go Bryce Young. Okay, that was wild. Which by the way, I don't know if I would make that move for the Giants. I don't love Daniel Jones, but you just paid him a ton of money, and I don't know if you can get out of that contract, so So what do we even want to do here? My plan was either A, Paris Johnson, or B, Peter Skoronski, but neither of them are available. It's basically screaming at me to take a QB, but I've already used so many different quarterbacks. I haven't used Stroud very much though. Do we give up on Malik Willis already? I feel like the NFL teams are really high on CJ Stroud, so I don't think he would be available at 7. I don't think that's realistic. But also, I have no idea what else to go with here. It would be weird to go with JSN as a slot guy when we already have Kyle Phillips as our slot guy. It'd be weird to go Bijan because we already have Derrick Henry. Is corner our best option here? We already have so many corners. This is such a terrible spot to be in. So I think what we're gonna do is trade down. The shitty thing is this game never has good trade down offers. Like, what's the best we can get? I mean, trading down to 10 to pick up a 3 and a 7 isn't great, but that's not the worst. Down to 11 to pick up a second. These are actually better than I remember. Did they change change this. Trading back 1 spot to get a 3 and a 4. These aren't too bad. These are way better than I remember. I think that Eagles one is the most value, and then we'll trade back again from 8. Yeah, these are good. These aren't too bad. Okay, so we're gonna take this from the Eagles. Literally 1 spot to pick up a 3 next year and a 4 this year. That seems pretty good to me. What are they gonna do with this pick even? Maybe like Gonzalez or something? Oh, wow, I'm a fucking genius. Let's go. And then let's trade back again. We could literally get the same offer from the Seahawks that they were offering before. Ooh. I mean, that's not great value, but to pick up a whole other first would be pretty nice. Ooh, that's not a great offer. Back to 32 for only a 1 and a 3. Ugh. Where's the one from the, I thought there was an offer trading back to 12 this year. I see one next year. Well, either way, let's take this one from the Seahawks. It's back to 11 for a 3 and a 7. That's not great, but it is free value when we would be getting the same player either way. So sounds good to me. The Bucks go Witherspoon. That was a potential option for us. CJ Stroud is still available. Literally 3 of the 4 quarterbacks are still available. Oh no. I would feel so bad not taking one, but also I want to use Willis. Let's maybe trade back one more time. This is the weirdest first year of a rebuild I have ever had. I mean, I've had some weird ones, but they just keep getting weirder and weirder. Honestly, they do. Okay, I mean, the highest first round pick we could trade back to is the Packers at 22. Is that too far though? That might be trading back too far. And I don't really want to risk it. The player I'm going to go for is Mr. Nolan Smith. Obviously an athletic freak. I love that Madden always glitches the player's college, no matter how many times you replug it in. His combine here is even really selling him short. Obviously insane upside. Let's take him. And he obviously has hidden dev. 88 speed, 85 strength, 89 jumping is a little low. I should probably up that, but overall, I know 11 is a bit rich, but Nolan Smith could be theoretically the best pass rusher in the NFL. Theoretically. Do I think he'll get there? No, but he could get close. Keyword could. Now in the second round, a player I was hoping would still be available, John Michael Schmitz, does go a pick before us. That's what I've seen mocked to the Giants in the first round a decent amount. Steve Avila is still on the board. Joe Tippmann. Ooh, DeJuan Jones is still here. And Broderick Jones. Let's go Broderick Jones. Best tackle available. Obviously a very big dude. I think he's kind of underrated at this point. It is a very deep tackle class, so that definitely works in our favor. I wouldn't even necessarily say deep. There's just like a ton of first to second round talent, so I guess that is deep, but you know what I mean. It's very top heavy is what I should say, because it really falls off after the like first 2.5 rounds. Like Malk is kind of the cutoff, and then after that it's kind of terrible. Like Duncan I don't really like. I like Bergeron, but he probably will go before Malk. I don't know, we'll see. Either way, Broderick Jones is the pick. I'm guessing we're gonna play him at left tackle. That is what he is more in real life, and I guess we'll just move Andre Dillard to right. I don't know, we'll see what happens there. We could even just straight up move off of Andre Dillard because he wasn't amazing. We could also go DeJuan Jones if we wanted to. I mean, I don't know. Let's actually go Josh Downs here. I like him a lot. Obviously a very small receiver. I don't think he's even 5'10", is he? I thought he was like 5'9". Either way, that's close enough. Surprisingly good catch in traffic receiver too. I think he had a better catch in traffic rate than Quentin Johnston, who's supposed to be like a possession receiver. Not to talk shit on him because I do think he is overhated at this point, but I just want to highlight that Josh Downs is a very like complete receiver. I like him a lot. Just obviously not tall, but I honestly don't think that'll be too much of a challenge for him. So let's take him. Really good speed, really good excel. Will be our number 2 receiver immediately. I really like that pick. I almost forgot we needed receiver, so that wouldn't have been great. We still do pretty desperately need a center. The plan is obviously Jones at left tackle. I could put Dillard at right, Radunes back into guard, Petit Frere at guard, and then we still do need a center. So let's see who's available, I guess. I'm hoping Tippmann or somebody is still here. I'm fine with Whippler. I don't love him in real life, but for Madden he works. Let's go Luke Whippler. I don't remember what dev trade I give him. I did give him hidden. Okay. I'm guessing that's just star. But yeah, I mean, overall this year, this draft is just about filling all these holes. Pause. It's huge that we did trade down. If we didn't, we would be picking 4th round prospects right now, and we still would have probably just taken Nolan Smith at like number 7 overall instead. Also, I love how this game puts random prospects at the top, like UD UDFAs. I hate it so much. Custom draft classes are so broken. Oh yeah, I didn't even notice we went Georgia top 2. That's really fun. But overall, we definitely had a solid draft, really filled out our needs, at least for the time being. We'll obviously add more players through next year's draft and free agency and all that kind of stuff, but for now, we're looking pretty good. Nolan Smith is a 73 overall, not the highest in the world, but obviously, you know, I gave him a pretty good dev trait because he's an athletic freak. Pretty raw right now, but I do have faith that he could turn into a good player. Again, I can't state this enough. He's such an athletic freak. Broderick Jones is a 69 overall, so nice. Another high upside player, a big mauling dude, no homo. Should be a pretty good replacement for Taylor Lewan. I mean, even though we had Andre Dillard starting last year, but you know what I mean. Josh Downs is a 72 overall, will slide in immediately as our number 2 receiver. It'll still be Phillips in the slot, and then Burks is the number 1. So young, very high upside receiving group. Luke Whippler is only a 68, but that's about what I expected, and that's pretty good value for the 3rd round. Will obviously start for us. And then outside of that, I took Marvin Mims. No dev trait for him, but should be a solid player. Jalen Redmond. We need more defensive line depth. And then Chris Rodriguez. I think it glitched every single one of our players' colleges except for Nolan Smith. Or no, I switched Nolan Smith back, except for Broderick Jones. So, gotta love this game. It's great. Here is a look at the team going into year number 2 of the rebuild. This is certainly a team of all time, I will say that. We have a 75 overall offense. That has to be the lowest overall offense past year number 1 I've ever had, outside of maybe like the 0 overall rebuild or the quarterback rebuild. I don't know. Either way, though, we have a lot of players who probably will develop throughout the year here on offense. I mean, our only really old players are Derrick Henry and Andre Dillard, and they're really not even that old. Everyone is either year 1 or year 2. Or I guess Raduns is year 3, I think. Yeah, he's gonna be year 3. So outside of him, everybody is year 1 or 2. And of course, the 2 I mentioned before. Hopefully, Traylon Burks can do a little better this year. It seems like only our slot receiver really gets touches, which is a bit disappointing. That kind of makes me want to switch the offensive playbook because I want to try to develop these receivers. But we're not going to completely give up on it yet. We'll see. I completely rearranged the offensive line. I don't think there's one player in the same position that they were starting out the rebuild, which is a little weird, but that's how it is. And then defensively, we're obviously going to start Nolan Smith, but I think literally everything else is the same with our defense. Yeah, I don't think we changed everything or anything else. And then here is a look at the specialists. I actually remembered to put Jeffrey Simmons at rush defensive tackle this year, so don't yell at me. I know I'm stupid. But with that, I mean, that's all there really is to talk about, and let's get to the midseason point of year number 2. I love that this team is doing better than some 85 plus overall teams I've built. That makes a lot of sense. At the midseason point of year 2, we're sitting at 3-4. Not great, but we're only a 79 overall, so our team isn't great. It's pretty bad. But we're gonna have some re-signings to make here. The first one's gonna be Derrick Henry, and he's not interested at all. We'll try very player friendly. It's gonna be 6 years for a 29-year-old running back. Ugh. But I mean, he'll only play out like 3 or 2 years of it, and he probably won't take it anyways, so let's see if he takes it. Oh, he does. Okay. We get Derrick Henry back. He'll regress, but that's fine. Danico Autry I like, but I'll wait for him to regress at the end of the year. He's already 33. Christian Fulton we'll bring back. Not that we really need to because we already have a ton of young corners, but he's not expensive anyways. Now, if he doesn't take like player friendly or something, we probably won't be able to bring him back, but 6 years, 45.6 mil. Let's see if he takes it, and he doesn't, so we probably won't be bringing him back. Everyone else here, though, I mean, Arden Key's just a depth player. Matt Gay, we absolutely need to bring back, of course. Oh, he's not interested, even in very player friendly. Okay. Andre Dillard, we'll see. The rest of these guys are just depth pieces, but that's all we really need to do here, so let's get to the end of year number 2. Okay, y'all know why we're here. Here's a look at the team at the end of year number 2. If you have not already, like, subscribe, of course, because I mean, clearly, if you've made it here, you're enjoying it at least a little bit, so I would very much appreciate it. Takes you like 5 seconds. It helps me out a ton, and it'll help you catch more of these videos if you enjoy them. And also turn on notifications. I know some people haven't been getting them lately, which is stupid, but be sure to turn on all if you want to for sure see them. I guess that's the best way to do it, even though YouTube's still stupid. I don't know. And let me know what team to do next for a shout out in the next rebuild. Again, 150 likes, trying to hit 3K 100K by the end of the month, but that's enough plugging. We're up to an 80 overall, surprisingly. We developed pretty well throughout the year. Malik Willis, not so much. I was hoping he would get up to around a 75, but he's only a 72, 73 with morale. Broderick Jones does have superstar dev, which I knew, and it is very nice. Same with Nolan Smith. He also has superstar dev, so you love to see that as well. But we finished 9-8. This genuinely makes me kind of mad. Because this team is doing better than, like, some of my fucking 88 plus overall teams have done. It's stupid. We shouldn't be good yet. I'm not gonna complain about being good, but we shouldn't be. Malik Willis didn't have a great year. 3,600 yards, only 23 touchdowns, 14 picks. A lot worse than last year, to be honest. Derrick Henry, though, absolutely carried. 1,900 yards, 5.7 yards per carry, 18 touchdowns. Almost a 2,000-yard season for him again. And then receiving was, of course, very low. 972 yards for Burks. Only 5 touchdowns, 940, and 6 touchdowns for Downs as a rookie. Only 800 yards and 3 touchdowns for Kyle Phillips this year, so I don't know what that first year was about. Chigo Conka with only 600 yards, but 7 touchdowns is alright. Blocking, ooh, it was really bad. Especially considering, you know, we're a very, very run-heavy team. Defensively, Monty Rice led the team with 130 tackles for loss, 25 from Jeffrey Simmons. See what happens when I'm not stupid and we actually start him? Nolan Smith with 17, 16 for Danico Autry, 13 from Harold Landry, and sacks. 10.5 from Jeffrey Simmons is solid, but only 5 from Nolan Smith, only 4.5 from Danico Autry, where we had 1 from Harold Landry. Are you kidding me? From an 84 overall player, 85 overall player, we only had 1 sack. This game is so terrible. This game sucks. God, I wish there was a better NFL game. Sean Murphy Bunting led the team with 4 interceptions. However, he only had 1 pass deflection. Azeez Al-Shaair with 3, 2 for Caleb Farley, and then 1 for a couple players. Our defense was still pretty disappointing, yet we only allowed 5,800 yards, so I don't know if it was disappointing or not. We were 22nd in offense and 7th in defense. Our defense didn't look that good. I'm confused. Joe Burrow wins MVP here. Bill Cosby at number 2. Gino up there. You love to see it. No Titans. Kinda unsurprisingly, I wouldn't be shocked to see Derrick Henry up here, though. Offensive Player of the Year goes to Josh Jacobs. Derrick Henry at 3. I want to see what Amari Cooper and Josh Jacobs did then. Probably just a lot of touchdowns or something. No other Titans. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Von Miller. Jeffrey Simmons at 10. Offensive Rookie of the Year does go to CJ Stroud. Josh Downs at number 2. That kind of sucked. Weird teams here. Darnell Washington on the Dolphins. JSN on the Jets. Will Levis on the Raiders. That could happen for sure. For once, Bijan is not on the Dolphins. It's Jahmyr Gibbs this time. Interesting stuff happening here. Defensive Rookie of the Year does go to Nolan Smith, which is a little surprising. He wasn't that good, but we'll definitely take it. I'm definitely not going to complain, but he wasn't that good, let's be real. But we are, of course, going to be taking on the Browns in the wild card. They're an 85 to our 80, so they definitely have a better roster. They always have a good team on paper recently. They just always somehow find a way to suck. But we're going to be confident here. Don't want to insult the opponent and give them extra boosts and all that. And then we have a first of many scenario. Always got to play it cool, you know what I'm saying? I could actually go guarantee win because it's only year 2. Whatever. I'm wondering if I should even jump in here. You know what? This might be our one chance at the playoffs. Let's jump in. I feel like the better the better this team gets, the worse we're gonna play, as per usual. Oh yeah, someone suggested that I should turn up the XP sliders. I could do that, but also, like, every player in the NFL is gonna be like a 99 overall. There are already too many as is. I've said it once, I'll say it again. It should be easier to develop worse players and harder to develop already good players. Like, even more so than it already is. I know there is a difference, but even more so. Just another thing I don't love about this game. Anyways, back to the rebuild. Here we are at home, surprisingly, just because we did win the division. The Browns had a better record, better team, but we of course get the home game. I don't know if I love that rule. I feel like just the better team should get the home game rather than who won the division, but hey, it is what it is. But let's jump in against the Browns and see if we can take them down. No scoring early here. We do finally go up 7-0. In the second quarter, the Browns have yet to score. We go up 14-0, 21-0. The Browns offense is dead. They finally do score, and they score back-to-back. We get a safety and then a field goal. I don't know what's happening. We're up 26-20, though. 29-27 is going to be the final score. We beat the better team here. Don't know how I feel about it, but I'll take a win. Malik Willis with 191 passing yards. Ugh, that's not great. Also, I feel like I should point this out. I host votes votes on YouTube, just in the form of like, I don't even know what they're called, just like the little messages you can put into people's feeds on YouTube, whatever they're called. I host votes. Obviously, I take the suggestions from comments, like the most suggested ones, and then put them there and have people vote on what I should do next. So be on the lookout for those if you want to vote for them. They'll be up the day I upload videos, which is Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. So expect them after the videos, you know, if you want to choose the team I do next, even more so than just commenting and all that. But we have a recap for the hot opponent thing. 2500 XP is pretty huge. And then a recap for the first of many. I think this is just staff points. Yeah, 7 staff points, which is helpful, but also boring. So I don't know if I care. We're going to be taking on the 10-7 Denver Broncos. Now our team is actually kind of comparable to theirs, and we have the home game. We're an 81 to their 83. Of course, we have some upgrades here from the XP we earned, or I guess it spent it last week. This is just depth pieces. But let's jump in here against Denver. Here we go in the divisional against the Denver Broncos. Of course, another home game, and let's see if we can get a win here. So they go up early 3-0. Our offense isn't doing much so far. They go up 10-0. Our offense is really just not doing much here. We do finally score a touchdown though in the third quarter. They are still up 10-7. This is just a defensive battle here. 17 total points so far with 2 minutes left to go. And now I'm definitely thinking about a new offensive playbook. We definitely struggled down the stretch. 101 passing yards for Willis. 37.5 completion percentage. Ugh. I mean, I like the high rushing amount with Derrick Henry, but I feel like it would be better to have a good passing game to complement Derrick Henry too. In the Super Bowl, the Chiefs take down the Cowboys 36-29, and that's all I'm gonna say about that. We of course do get an upgrade here for Nolan Smith. We'll go into power rusher for him. I don't know how I feel about number 52, but it is what it is. Did not get a dev up, which, you know, I'm fine with. Getting X Factor off of like a 5-sack season would have been interesting, so I'm cool with that. We have 143 mil to work with, good lord. But what is a good offensive playbook to go with? I never know which one to use, because no matter what, whatever one I pick does not do quite as well as the actual team. Bengals was terrible when I used it. We could go Packers or Chiefs, but the Chiefs are low this, and I don't know if I want that pass heavy of a scheme. Yeah, you know what? Let's try out the Chiefs. Let's do it. So we're gonna be going Chiefs offense, Bucks defense. I don't even think I showed that I switched to the Bucks defense, which I probably should have, but I see it do pretty well, so I thought I would try it out. It was all right. We didn't get much pressure for sure, but I don't know if that was a scheme thing. I don't know. I don't really even know how that works still. Caleb Farley went up to Superstar Dev. Simmons went up to X Factor. That's definitely intriguing. So I don't think we're going to be bringing Christian Fulton back. We have no reason to overpay him. In terms of re-signings though, I mean, we could bring Autry back. He has been decent, but that's a lot of money. We could really get younger there. So I think we're going to not bring him back unless we can get him for cheap in free agency. Matt Gay is just not satisfied. Okay, we upped the years and he took it. That's a big contract for a kicker, but funny last name, so it's worth it. Andre Dillard was pretty bad last year from what I remember, so we're good there. Well, that's not awful. How long of a contract do you want? 2 years? Oh, it's really cheap. Will you take that? Okay, he does. That's a pretty good deal. And then everyone else here is just depth, I believe. So with that, let's see what we can do with this team in the off season. I'm still very concerned with the amount of sacks we had in a run-heavy system. I don't love that. Ooh. Well, go big or go home, you know what I mean? And we may be going home here because literally nobody we're offering for is interested in us at all outside of Tristan Wirfs, who we do have a lead for comfortably over the Raiders and Panthers, so we do expect to get him, but the other players we're going for are Dexter Lawrence, Rashawn Gary, Mike Evans, and Chidobe Awuzie. Now, the last two we probably will get, and Tristan Wirfs we probably will get, but Dexter Lawrence and Rashawn Gary are not interested at all, and they do have 5-level offers from the Broncos and Giants, so we'll just have to see if we can luck into getting one of them. I mean, there's almost like a 0% chance because they're not interested and we don't have the lead, so I don't know. Let's just see if any of these players sign. We have a hard enough time getting players when we do have the lead, and as I expected, we do get Tristan Wirfs and Chidobe Awuzie, but we don't get Mike Evans, and I don't think we're going to be able to match the Patriots there. Are we just going to have to be boring and get Brandon Ayuk for like the 50th rebuild in a row? I've used him so much though. I don't want to do it. We just won't have a wide receiver one. How about that? Okay, we're going to be boring. I want to get somebody here. I mean, I know we got 2 really good players already, but we're gonna go for Brandon Ayuk. I know we get him in like every rebuild, but he's always here. He's always like the best receiver option. So we'll try to bring him in, and we're also gonna try to bring in Zach Sealer. I like him a lot in real life. Very underrated player for the Dolphins, so we'll fill in nicely in the Danico Autry role. Not really the same player in real life, but it's Madden, so who cares? Let's see if either of these players sign. I'm guessing Sealer will, Ayuk won't. I am correct. So we're gonna have to go very player friendly for Ayuk, and that still probably won't be enough. Let's see. I was correct. I know this game too well. So I think we're done here in free agency. We definitely upgraded, but not as much as I would have wanted to, but I guess we still have the draft, so let's get there and let's see what we can do. I love how the Falcons had the same overall as us, but they finish with the #1 overall pick, and we make the playoffs. God, I love this game. What are the Falcons gonna do? Larry Royal. Okay, cool. They go with the defensive lineman. I'm sure you guys care so much, but we pick at number 25 as expected. What are we gonna do here? I have no idea. We have a pretty complete roster, and by complete, I mean, it's pretty bad, but I don't know what we're gonna upgrade here. Top 5? Oh god, it's that stupid ass glitch again. I would love to go 1 year in a rebuild without seeing a glitch. I would like that a lot. Not even 1 rebuild, 1 year in a rebuild. Ooh, whoa. There's some interesting QBs here. You're tempting me to move off of Malik Willis, even though I've already committed to him. We'll stick with him, but like, I'm tempted a little bit. This is a confusing player. Ugh, I don't know if he's good. He's really fast, but really weak. Oh my god, he was first for almost everything in the combine, and then like probably last for bench press. I don't know what we're gonna do with him though. That's the problem. I mean, we're not gonna start him over Wirfs. I don't really want to start him over Jones, just because Jones is superstar dev. But then again, what else would we go with? I don't know. Edge? Are there still any good outside linebackers available? Not real. Well, no. Yeah, I don't know what to do here. I'm gonna be honest. I have no idea. Matthew Blackman? That's a lie. I shouldn't say things like this. I had a Patriots fan get very mad in my comments because I took Quentin Johnston, and they were mad that I did that because the Patriots only take tall receivers, which is Quentin Johnston not tall, and they were mad that I said Mike Gesicki probably won't start for them, which wouldn't be my choice, but that's probably what they're gonna do. I mean, I don't know, it's just a prediction. People get unnecessarily pressed over things. I don't know what I'm talking about half the time. I'm just guessing, man. Oh god, they also got mad because I said Nick Bosa's a good fit on the Patriots because he supports Trump. Like, Jesus Christ, lighten up a little bit, dog. It's a joke. But I think what we're gonna do here is go Taylor Lockridge. I'm conflicted here because I know this guy isn't gonna be that good. I'm just hoping he has a dev trait. I don't even know what we're gonna do with him because he's 6'6", 272. He's a weird build. He's kind of a tweener. He almost has that Lucas Van Ness build. He's actually kind of similar to Lucas Van Ness if you think about it. We'll find something to do with him. Let's take him. Okay, he does have hidden dev. That's huge. I don't mean to foreshadow, but I'm thinking about trading a potential key piece of this defense who was really terrible last year. I think you can think of who it was if you saw the stat breakdown and everything. Ooh, there are some good looking players in this class, honestly. Never mind, I take that back. Well, he doesn't look bad. We might go with him later. Not yet, though. I want to get some linemen here. At least one. I think I'm going to go Randy McLeod. Really good combine, was first or second for almost everything. Another one of these F injury players, which of course, no injuries here, so we're good. I mean, the Titans love their injury-prone players. Most of their team was injured last year. But let's take him. Hidden dev, 87 strength, solid speed, acceleration, agility, 78 jumping isn't bad for a lineman. Wearing number 69. Nice. Let's go. Parker Taggart. What a white name. And now, I mean, shit. What else are we really gonna do here to upgrade this team? Ooh. Oh, never mind. He is so slow. Well, this is basically... Oh, he has really bad pass block. I was gonna say this is basically Darnell Washington, but I think Darnell Washington had a good 40. I can't remember at all. I should remember that. I don't. I'm stupid. All right, I guess I'm just gonna go with Eric Sandridge, because I mean, typically these mid-round slot receivers are pretty good. A catching traffic, A catching. I have no idea. Let's take him. Probably normal dev, yeah, but hopefully a decent overall. All right, sometimes the CPU does well with drafting, and sometimes it doesn't, and this is one of the cases where it doesn't. I kind of wish I just took at least a few more picks, but I didn't. But the 3 we took were pretty good. Taylor Lockridge is a 73 overall at outside linebacker, which, I mean, he's 272 172, so that's a little big to be playing outside linebacker, but your mom's also a little big to be on my meat, you know what I'm saying? Definitely a very good power rusher, and does have pretty good speed to back it up too, so I like that a lot. Randy McLeod, big number 69, looks about like a Randy, to be honest. Very good finesse player. Will start for us at center this year because Luke Whippler was terrible. And then Eric Sandridge is a 70 overall. Every time I say Sandridge, I just think sandwich. I don't know why. Maybe it's just the fat in me coming out, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. And then the CPU did absolutely fuck all. Of course. It's not like we needed to add talent or anything. This might be a little too much value, but we're going to be trading Harold Landry to the Seahawks for a 1 and a 4. Now hear me out. Harold Landry has not been playing well, but he will probably win Defensive Player of the Year on the Seahawks because that's just how my luck is. So I think this works out well for the Seahawks too. He's a good overall at a very high value position. Would be a pretty good fit for the Seahawks, and we get good value in return for a player that's been really underperforming for us. Here is a look at the team heading into year number 3 of the rebuild. We'll see what we can do with a new offense. We still are majorly lacking like an elite receiver, but we definitely have a solid group with Traylon Burks, Josh Downs, Kyle Phillips, Marvin Mims. It definitely could be worse. It could be better if these players actually developed, but it could be worse. The O-line, hopefully we can get better results this year. We'll see. Obviously did add Randy McLeod, Tristan Wirfs. We'll see what they can do in their first years here. And then defensively, we added Chidobe Awuzie, Zach Sealer, Taylor Lockridge. I'm stupid. We essentially replaced Harold Landry with Taylor Lockridge, so we'll see how that goes. Couldn't really be any worse than 1 sack last year. And then here's a look at the specialists for those that care, but I'm excited to see how this team can do. I actually have a little bit of faith this year, but now that I say that, we're gonna go 0-17. Can't wait. At the midseason point of year 3, we are sitting at 3 and 4. We are just forever stuck with 3 wins at the midseason point. I don't know what it is. First year 3 and 3, last year 3 and 4, this year 3 and 4. Maybe it's a sign that we should switch away from a 3-4. I don't know. I have no idea. I'm surprised we're not doing better this year. Malik as many interceptions as touchdowns. You know what I'm gonna do? Maybe this is a bit cheesy, but I'm gonna give Malik Willis good traits. All right, that should be pretty good. I mean, traits shouldn't matter in this game as much as they do. It should just be ratings, because traits are volatile. Like, you can't say for sure how good or bad. I mean, you can say how good or bad they are at a certain trait, but it's just, I don't know, it just shouldn't matter as much as it does, in my opinion at least. So we'll see if that makes him play a little better, but we have some re-signings here. Kevin Byard is the major one, it looks like. He is interested, thankfully. It would be 3 years, 47.7 mil. That's a pretty good deal for us, and he takes it. Sean Murphy Bunting, how has he done? I think he had a lot of picks last year, right? Was it him with 4 picks and then 1 pass deflection? Yeah. How do I feel about that? Well, year 1, he had a ton of pass deflections and 2 picks, and last year he had 1 pass deflection and 4 picks. This year he has 0 and 2 picks. I don't know. Really confusing player, as is the case for most players in this game, because this game is so inconsistent. Caleb Farley, I do want back just because he has a dev trait, plus he's pretty cheap. We'll go player friendly, 5 years, 27 mil. Sounds good to me. He takes it. Monty Rice, I do want back, but he's not interested. We'll try very player friendly. It's only 4 years, 14.8 mil. He takes it. And we'll wait on Sean Murphy Bunting for sure. Everyone else is either backups or replaceable players. I guess we can re-sign Ryan Stonehouse. 5 years, 17.5 mil. He takes it, just so we don't have to worry about punter for the rest of the rebuild. But I think we're good here. So with that, let's get to the end of year number 3. At the end of year number 3, we finish 9 and 8, making the playoffs. Once again at 9 and 8, back-to-back years. This division is kind of our saving grace, that they're just so bad that we can win the division at 9 and 8. But let's see how the team did this year. Malik Willis, 4,200 yards is good, 32 touchdowns is good, but 20 interceptions. It looks like upping his traits did help, but still, 20 interceptions is not good. Derrick Henry, 1,500 yards, 5.7 per carry, 17 touchdowns. That's nice. Chigo Okonkwo was our leading receiver with 1,000 yards and 6 touchdowns. All right. Josh Downs with 900 yards, 7 touchdowns. Traylon Burks, not even 900 yards, 6 touchdowns. Kyle Phillips, 800 yards, 8 touchdowns. Blocking, I mean, almost everybody was good except for Broderick Jones. He was awful, but everyone else was pretty good. Defensively, Monty Rice led the team in tackles with 132, 127 for Al-Shaair. I see something gross. Zach Sealer with 16 tackles for loss, Nolan Smith with 15, 12 for Simmons, 11 for Lockridge and Tart. 11.5 sacks for Jeffrey Simmons leads the team, 8.5 for Nolan Smith. He was really good this year. And then 4 for Tart and only 3.5 for Lockridge as a rookie. Not great. However, what is pretty great is he has superstar depth. So hopefully next year he can play a little better, develop a little more. We'll see. Definitely love to see that. And then interceptions, 6 for Kevin Byard, 3 for Hooker and Farley, 2 for Sean Murphy Bunting, and then 1 for a couple players including Kingsley and Agbury, or Enagbare, however the hell you say his last name. I don't know how to feel about this year. We were 12th in offense, 1st in defense. We've had a really good defense, even though they've looked a little disappointing. 11th in points scored, 4th in points allowed. I'm surprised we were only 9-8. Statistically, we did really well. Dak Prescott wins MVP. Marcus Mariota at number 4 on the Eagles. Where did Jalen Hurts go? My guess is the Raiders, as per usual. But I guess we'll never know because he's not on here. Offensive Player of the Year goes to Lamar. Derrick Henry at number 2. Defensive Player of the Year goes to TJ Watt. No Titans. Andrew Van Ginkel's been on here twice. Same with Yannick Ngakoue on the Broncos. There's some weird shit happening in this rebuild, man. D'Angelo Harris, a 67 overall for the Dolphins, wins Offensive Rookie of the Year because why not? Curtis Lyons, our like 3rd string tight end, gets up there. Okay. And then Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Lance Morgan of the Dolphins. Taylor Lockridge at number 4. I wish he could have won it, but at least he's up there, I guess, even though he didn't play well. But in the playoffs, we're going to be taking on the Baltimore Ravens. Now, depending on how this goes, this might actually end up being the last year of the rebuild, but let's jump in and see if we can take them down. I'm sorry if I'm not like screaming or anything. It's just very late. For context, this is going to go up on Tuesday. It is almost Tuesday. It's almost midnight. I guess that's not super late, but still. Anyways, sorry for breaking the fourth wall for like the millionth time in this video. Let's simulate this to the end of the game and see if we can get a win. Isn't this like a rivalry technically? I don't know. Either way, the Ravens go up early 14-0. Now 17-0. We finally do get a field goal, but they're destroying us. We do get a touchdown though, but so do they. They're up 24-10, but we do get a touchdown and we tie the game in the fourth quarter. We drive, but we do not score, but we drive again and we get a touchdown to win the game 31-24. Good old Mikey McDingle running out to the middle of the field to shake hands with John Harbaugh, 2 goats for sure. Well, what am I talking about? Mikey McDingle is the GOAT, no comparison there. Malik Willis with an upgrade here, that's pretty huge. We'll obviously go into Scrambler. Does go up to a 77 with morale, which is pretty good. I wish he developed a little more so far, but at least he seems to be playing okay now that we upped his traits and everything. But let's see who we're going to be taking on in the divisional. Well, our run comes to an end here. It's going to be the 14-3 Cincinnati Bengals. Why? Why y'all got to do this to us? Upgrade for Randy McLeod and a few backups there, but it's actually going to be a playoff blizzard, so I mean, I feel like that might hurt them more than it hurts, nah, that probably hurts us a lot more. I mean, we have, well, I don't know. We have all runners, so we'll see what happens. I mean, we have Burks, run after catch receiver, Downs, kind of a run after catch receiver, Derrick Henry, obviously, Willis, definitely a running quarterback for sure. Not so much here, but in real life, he is a very good runner. And then we have a hot opponent scenario. I literally held A down and it registered me as clicking it. So I think I went guarantee win or whatever the risky thing is with that scenario. I can't remember what it's called, but let's jump in against the Bengals. Another AFC North team. I don't know division names for some reason still. I've been a football fan for like 9 years. I still don't know the division names. I'm stupid. I don't know why I'm surprised that it's a snow game. It literally said it would be, but it's a snow game. This is going to be fun. But let's jump in here in Cincinnati against the Bengals and see if we can somehow win. They go up early 3-0, make that 6-0. We have yet to score, but we do get a touchdown in the second quarter, but so do they. We get a field goal. They get a field goal to match it. There's a lot of little scores here. We get a field goal. They get a field goal. This is just a field goal matchup. We get a touchdown to take the lead, but they get another field goal to take the lead back. We get another touchdown to take the lead back, and we take them down 27-22, right? Yeah, okay, wait. I thought that was the, like, victory celebration for the Bengals. Malik Willis looks like he was very good this year, or this game. Not so much this year, but in this game, 26 for 34, 296 yards, almost nice. 3 touchdowns, no pick. Great game from him. Broderick Jones with an upgrade, he definitely needs it. But we have a recap for these scenarios here. I love how long it's taking to load in. Super fun. Oh, I thought it was gonna say he was about to retire. Well, our entire team gets 2,500 XP. That's pretty busted. And then hot opponent, we're gonna steal all their momentum or whatever, which is huge as well. Kevin Byard again. 2,500 more XP, so 5,000 XP for every player on the team. And we're gonna be taking on the 15-2 Kansas City Chiefs in the conference championship. As someone that's trying to go to sleep and get this video out on time, that's not something you love to see. Ooh, we go slot and it brings Caleb Farley from a 79 to an 81, +1 speed, +2 man, +2 play rec. That's huge. Obviously, like, our entire team has upgrades here. +2 for McCreary, 78 to an 80. Good lord, yeah, almost everybody on the team has an upgrade. Here in the divisional, we're gonna be, nope, this is a conference championship. But here we're of course gonna be taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. We have a hot opponent scenario. Always gotta be confident, you know what I'm saying. Maybe it would have been good to go insult opponent because it worked for us last time, but oh well, we did what we did. But let's jump in here against the Chiefs and see if we can get a win. But here we go in the conference championship, another snow game in Kansas City. I don't know how well this is gonna go for us, but we will sure try our best to win. Let's simulate to the end of the game and see if we can get a win. The Chiefs go up early 7-0, but we match it and they score just immediately. Twice. They score another touchdown. They're up 28-7 in the second quarter. Now 35-7 at half. We do get a field goal, but Jesus Christ. We get a touchdown. It's 35-17, but our offense isn't doing much anymore. And we lose 38-17. You know what? I'll make it quick, but let's go one more year. Fetty Wap would have enjoyed that score at least. I just woke up. I'm so fucking tired. The Packers destroy the Chiefs in the Super Bowl 42-28. Oh god, my voice is going out. 42-28. Not ideal, for us especially, because obviously we got smoked by the Chiefs, so I don't even want to know what would have happened if we played the Packers. Or maybe we would have been a better matchup for them. I don't know. For re-signings though, we will... How was Sean Murphy bunting this year actually? 2 picks, only 2 pass deflections, but only 33 catches allowed. I mean, for real life, that's not super great, but for Madden, that's fine. We'll see if there is a better player in free agency, but we might re-sign him. And then Aziz Al-Shayer, same deal. We'll see if there's an upgrade, but if not, we'll just re-sign him. Dylan Radunes is a backup now. Okay, I think we're good. Let's see what we can do in free agency with almost 100 mil to work with. This is like the weakest free agent class I have ever seen. I mean, it's better than most year 1s, but for like year 4, or I guess technically year 3, this is not great. But these are the players we're going to be going for. It's going to be Michael Pierce, TJ Edwards, Sean Murphy Bunting, and Elijah Vera Tucker. There are obviously teams interested in these players because we're going for like some of the best players available here, but we'll see if we can get any of them. We do have a lead for Edwards and Sean Murphy Bunting, but we are only tied for the lead for Pierce and Vera Tucker. Vera Tucker's not really necessary. It's just Broderick Jones has been really bad, so we might play Vera Tucker at right tackle. We'll see. But let's see if any of these players sign. They all sign, and we get TJ Edwards, we get Sean Murphy Bunting, and we get Elijah Vera Tucker. No Michael Pierce, he goes to the Giants, but I think there were still some defensive tackles left. I just want to find something to spend this money on, man. We have so much leftover money. Okay, I think here we're gonna go for Elijah Mitchell, Grover Stewart, and Joshua Palmer. Let's see if any of these 3 sign. All 3 sign, and we get Grover Stewart, Elijah Mitchell, and we get all of them. For there not being much here, this was pretty good. Here in the draft, I really don't know what to do. I mean, we don't really have any needs anymore. Maybe like a receiver or something. Or, yeah, like receiver or maybe another pass rusher. Dude, I don't know. The Falcons have the #1 pick once again. I don't know what happened to them. But what can we do here? I genuinely have no idea. I don't know what I want to do. This guy looks okay. His tackling isn't very good, though. Teddy Gordon, goofy ass name. Don't know if I want that on my team. Either that or we go with like a receiver, but the receivers didn't look good either. Oh yeah, this guy definitely looks like a first-round talent, unless he has like, okay, that's why he's a first-round talent. I see. I mean, he could be good, but I don't know. This just doesn't look like a good draft class, but if there was ever a time to not have a good draft class, I guess this is it, because we don't really need anything. Let's just go Teddy Gordon, and yeah, normal dev, of course, but maybe he'll be a good player. I don't know. You know what? The really terrible looking receiver that ran a good 40 still available and had a good vertical vertical jump and all that. Apparently, he might have good medium route running, which is interesting. Where's his short route running? I don't even see it. Oh, C to F. This guy's not going to be good, but let's take him. He does have hidden dev and 99 speed. Goddamn. He'll probably be like a 66 overall, though. What did I just do? I don't want to listen to logic. Thank you very much. All right, in the last pick, I guess, let's go Brian Wayne. Pretty good combine, good attributes. Let's take him. Hidden dev, 91 strength, 84 excel. Looks pretty good. I mean, we didn't really know what to do here or have any needs, but we did well with what we had. Wait, did I call that? Did I guess his overall exactly? Xavier Simmons is a 66. I think that's what I said, right? I'm just a god. What can I say? Would he be better at like a different position or something? And he doesn't look like that good of a runner. I'm just curious because, I mean, he's not really going to add any value at receiver. He's not going to do anything there. Running back, he's only a 63. Tight end, he does go up to a 67 at tight end for some reason. I'm sure he would be an elite quarterback. Yeah, 12 overall, let's go. 28 overall left tackle. He's more power than agile. That doesn't make any sense. He's a 50 overall free safety, which obviously isn't good, but I mean, it could be worse. I don't know why I want to move him, but I do. It would be fun. It's always fun to me to play players at different positions, but we'll just keep him at receiver. Either way, though, I mean, 99 speed is ridiculous. But the first guy we took, Teddy Gordon, is only a 73 overall. I was hoping for a dev trait with him. I was hoping he would be at least like a 75 or something, because he does have very good power moves. I don't know why his overall is not great. Probably because of his tackling, and yeah, that's probably about it. It's probably just his tackling. But overall, I mean, he could be a good player. Just he won't be here because it's only going to be 1 year. And then Brian Wayne was probably our best pick at a 72. Does he go up at defensive end? Just out of curiosity. He stays at a 72, which I guess would be good because, I mean, he's going to be like our 4th defensive tackle, but he could be like our 2nd defensive end or whatever. Or I guess 3rd technically. So that sounds like a plan to me. And then the CPU was, they did all right. I mean, they picked a few 68s, 67s, no 69s. So I'm disappointed. But overall, considering, I mean, we weren't really going to add anything anyways, this wasn't a bad draft. Here is a look at the team heading into the 4th and final year of the rebuild. We'll have to see what we can get from Malik Willis in year 4. Obviously has been disappointing up to this point, but we'll see what he can do here. Is the number 21 ranked QB in the league. That's a pretty funny number, let me tell you that. But we'll see what we can get from him this year. We obviously still have Derrick Henry, who is still somehow at a 98. I guess running backs just don't regress in this game, which is really unrealistic. Those are the position, or that's the position that regresses the hardest in real life, yet they have like quarterbacks regress quicker. I don't know. Our receiving core definitely isn't amazing, but it'll have to do. We don't really have any other choice. Our O-line looks solid, but we'll have to see how it plays. Tight ends, Chigo Okonkwo's been good. And then defensively, we really have a nice defensive team. We're at an 85 overall, which that even seems a little low. We still have Kevin Byard, Nolan Smith. We added TJ Edwards, Grover Stewart. Obviously still have Jeffrey Simmons. We have a really good looking defense. And then I still have to rearrange the specialists. But with that, let's get to the end of year number 4. Here we are at the end of year number 4. And if you haven't liked and subscribed already, what are you doing? I mean, you've made it all the way here. I would appreciate it very much if you did both of those. And clearly, like I was saying, if you're here, you've enjoyed it at least a little bit. Unless you fell asleep, then valid. But here is a look at the defense as well. We're looking very good. We're up to an 84, which is like the lowest overall team I've ever had in year 4, but it's still not a bad team. But we finished 11-6, making the playoffs. Not too bad. Okay. I'm glad we stuck with Malik Willis. He threw 4,800 yards, 45 touchdowns, 14 picks is kind of a lot, but he was very good. Derrick Henry didn't get that many touches. Elijah Mitchell got a lot. 1,100 for him, 5.7 yards per carry, 17 touchdowns. We had 3 1,000-yard receivers in Chigo Okonkwo, Josh Downs, and Kyle Phillips. No 1,100-yard receivers, but 3 1,000-yard receivers. Kind of weird. Okonkwo with 11 touchdowns, 13 for Downs, 7 for Phillips, and Burks almost had 1,000 yards with 10 touchdowns. Blocking was very, very good. This is like the best blocking season I've ever seen from a line before. Tristan Wirfs is amazing in this game, unless he's not, because sometimes he's not. But most of the time he's amazing. TJ Edwards led the team with 133 tackles, 115 for Rice. Tackles for loss, we had a shit ton. Simmons with 18 led the team, and then sacks, 13.5 from Simmons, 9.5 from Smith, only 4.5 from Lockridge, only 3.5 from Sealer. And then interceptions, we had 4 for Murphy Bunting, 3 for Rice and Awuzie, 2 for Edwards, and 1 for Byard. So honestly a really nice season. MVP goes to Lamar Jackson. Whoa, Malik Willis isn't even up here with that kind of season. Hold on, I'm gonna check this. What did Lamar do? I always say I'm gonna check it and I never do, so I'm gonna check right now. He only threw 1 pick all year, 33 touchdowns, 3,300 yards. I mean, And of course he had 1,100 yards and 6 touchdowns on the ground. Okay, that's valid, but also, I don't know. I guess he only threw 1 pick, which is good, but that's only like 4,500 combined yards. I'm sure Willis had like 4,800 at least, and probably almost 50 touchdowns combined. I don't know. Whatever, man. Offensive player of the year goes to Jonathan Taylor. Derrick Henry at number 9. Really? No Willis up here even? Defensive player of the year goes to Myles Garrett. Jeffrey Simmons at 5. Offensive rookie of the year goes to Clyde Hitchens of the Texans. No Titans. And defensive rookie of the year goes to Jonathan Farrow of the Chargers. No Titans. So, very disappointing year in terms of awards, but it is what it is. We're going to be taking on our division rivals in the Indianapolis Colts in the wild card. Let's jump in. Here we go at home in the wild card. I can't wait to lose this game against a worse team at home. Oh god, it's doing this shit again. This game is so broken. Well, let's get to the end of the game and let's see if we can get a win. We go up early 7-0. The Colts do answer back. It is tied 7-7. They get a field goal and take the lead, but we tie it right back. We get 2 touchdowns in the second quarter. We are up 24-13, now 27-13 at half. The Colts get a touchdown to make it a 1-score game, but we kick a field goal. They also match that with a field goal. We are up 30-23, now 36-23, and that will be the final score. Malik Willis with 340 passing yards. Good lord. Going from like 100 in the first time we made the playoffs to now like almost 400 in year number 4. Good lord. Definitely a more pass-heavy offense now. In the divisional, we're going to be taking on the 12-5 Denver Broncos. They've been really good throughout the rebuild. We get an upgrade for Kevin Byard, though. We'll make him a scheme fit up to an 89 overall. You love to see that. He's 32 here. That makes me feel old as shit. I'm not gonna lie. But let's jump in here against the Broncos and see if we can get a win. They have Dexter Lawrence. I forgot about that. Maybe this will be our revenge game for them stealing him from us. Or we'll probably lose, which is more likely. Oh yeah, that's Von Miller. Okay, it switched finally. Good lord. Here we go in the divisional in the Broncos Stadium. Mile High, that's what it's called. Which I'm gonna be wishing I was Mile High after we lose this game. Well, I mean, it's a home game for them. They're only 1 overall worse than us. Let's see what happens. They go up early, like immediately 7-0, but we answer back. It is now 7-7. They drive but don't score twice, it looks like, and we actually get a touchdown. At half, we are up 14-7. The Broncos do get a field goal though, but we get a touchdown. We're up 21-10, now 24-10, 31-10. We're laying it on late here. They get a touchdown, but it is too little too late. We win 31-17. Yeah, 31-17. Malik Willis was amazing again. 80% completion percentage. Goddamn. In the conference championship, we're going to be taking on the 12-5 Baltimore Ravens. They're an 85 overall, but we get the home game. I feel like a home game might be a curse because we've won. Well, I guess the first one was in our stadium, so I don't know. I guess it doesn't really matter. Let's jump in against the Ravens and see if we can take down a rival team, I guess I was saying earlier. I think they're a rival technically just because they don't like each other. So we'll see if we can get a win. Ah, yeah, that's Nick Chubb. I love Nick Chubb. There we go. Nick Chubb, my favorite white tight end. But here we go in the conference championship against the Baltimore Ravens. Of course, a home game for us, which I still think it's a weird rule that you get a home game if you win your division, even if you're not the team with the better record. I don't know. It is what it is. Let's jump to the end of the game and see if we can get a win. The Ravens go up early 3-0, now 10-0, but we do finally score. We are down 10-7 in the second quarter. They get a field goal, but we match it. They're up 13-10 still. It looks like they're driving and they get a touchdown. They're up 20-10, but we get a touchdown as well. They're up 20-17. We get a touchdown late, but so do they, and that's gonna end our rebuild. Man. But of course, that's gonna be the end of today's rebuild. Very fun one. This is like the hardest rebuild you can do other than maybe like the Saints or Rams or something. But again, like, subscribe if you enjoyed. Let me know what team to do next. Turn on notifications if you never want to miss one of these videos. Just let me know what you thought of the video in general. Unless you really hated it, then be respectful, I guess. I don't know. But if you hated it, then I question why you're here. But again, I really hope you enjoyed. In all seriousness, I've really been enjoying these rebuilds lately. I hope you guys have been too. But with that, I'll see y'all again in the next video. Goodbye.